There is a stretch of water just 21 miles wide, narrow enough that on a clear day, you can stand on one shore and see the other. And through that gap, every single day, flows 1/5 of all the oil the world burns. Around 20 million barrels. Nearly a third of everything shipped across the planet's oceans. It's called the Strait of Hormuz. And one country, Iran, sits on its edge, with its hand near the valve. If that valve ever closes, a clock starts. Within hours, the price of oil convulses. Within weeks, it reaches your gas tank, your groceries, your job. This is exactly what would happen, hour by hour, the day the Strait of Hormuz closes. First, understand why this tiny channel holds the entire world economy hostage. On one side sits the Persian Gulf, ringed by Saudi Arabia, the Emirates, Kuwait, Qatar, Iraq, and Iran, together, the richest concentration of oil and gas on Earth. On the other side, the open ocean, and the tankers that carry it to America, to Europe, and above all, to Asia. There is only one way out. The shipping lane is just 2 miles wide in each direction. And it runs right along Iran's coastline, close enough to be reached by a mine, a speedboat, or a missile. The world's energy doesn't flow through a fortress. It threads through a needle. And Iran holds the needle. So imagine the order is given. The strait is closing. Hour 1, the first mines slip into the water, and the first missile streaks toward a tanker. In London, the insurers do the math in minutes and refuse to cover any ship entering the Gulf. Without insurance, the tankers stop. They turn around. And Brent crude, the world's oil price, doesn't climb, it leaps. $30, $40, $50 a barrel, in a single afternoon. Day 1, the panic jumps from the oil markets to the stock markets. Airlines, shipping, factories, anything that runs on fuel, sells off hard. Governments call emergency sessions through the night. Week 1, the world begins draining its strategic reserves, the emergency oil that every major nation keeps buried for exactly this moment. But reserves don't last forever, and everyone can see the bottom of the barrel coming. At the pump, prices no one has ever seen. In some countries, rationing. Month 1, and here it stops being about oil at all. Almost everything is made with energy, fertilizer, plastic, food, electronics. The cost bleeds into every shelf in every store. Inflation roars back to life. Central banks are trapped. And the word economists have been whispering becomes the headline on every screen: global recession. All of it from a 21-mile strip of water. So why hasn't it happened? Because closing Hormuz is a weapon that detonates in the hand that fires it. Iran's own economy survives on the oil it ships through that exact strait. Close it, and Iran strangles itself first. China, Iran's biggest customer and protector, buys almost all of its Gulf oil through Hormuz, and would never forgive having its economy held to ransom. And a few hundred miles away, in Bahrain, sits the United States Fifth Fleet, whose entire reason to exist is to keep that water open. To close Hormuz is to declare war on the buyers, the sellers, and the most powerful navy on Earth, all at the same moment. It is the most dangerous lever in the world, precisely because almost no one can afford to pull it. But almost no one is not no one. Because it has come close before. In the 1980s, during the Iran-Iraq War, both sides began hunting the tankers in the Gulf. More than 400 ships struck in what the world came to call the tanker war. It grew so dangerous that the United States took Kuwaiti oil tankers, repainted them with American flags, and escorted them through the strait behind warships. Mines were laid. Ships burned. And the world got a preview of just how thin this thread really is. The strait stayed open, barely. But it proved the nightmare was never hypothetical. It already happened once. It simply hasn't finished. So the next time you fill your tank and barely glance at the number, remember this: that number is being decided by 21 miles of water on the far side of the planet, and by whether one country wakes up and decides today is the day. The global economy doesn't rest on armies, or treaties, or gold. It rests on a strait you could swim across. That's one file, decoded. Country Cipher opens the money, the power, and the secrets of the world's countries, one at a time. Subscribe, and we'll keep following the pressure points the world is built on, until none of it stays buried.